girlfriend, super shout outs to RevAir for sending me these amazing products. We're gonna go ahead and start off with the Detox Pre-Wash Rinse. This has a nozzle at the top. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove that nozzle from the top to apply it to my strands. I'm really loving the packaging, but not that little top on it, even though that's just an extra precaution for freshness. So shout outs to RevAir for a product that actually smells really good, and you know, what they packaged up is actually what I'm getting. So I'm gonna go ahead and take down my 1 week old hair. As you can see, I've been having some scalp issues lately, so I'm really hoping that this collection is going to be able to just penetrate my strands, really help my fine hair not only become cleansed, but cleansed in as, you know, calm and soft a matter as possible. I'm loving that bounce. I'm loving the fact that she's healthy, she's full, and I'm just looking forward to a really good wash day. So this is gonna be a good wash day. I can feel it already. You know, you just know. So girlfriend, here it is right here. This is the first touch, the first drop. We're gonna see exactly how this performs. So in terms of that little nozzle, I do think that you have to put a hole at the top. It doesn't come with that. So I did just choose to put it on my hands. As you can see, the oil is quite runny in nature. I'm just going ahead and applying that to my strands. And then I started reading the ingredients on it, which I realized after the fact that you don't apply this to your hair in the way that you would apply regular pre-shampoo. You actually need to apply it in the shower. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get ready for the shower, and then I'm gonna come right on back to apply it exactly as the ingredients say. So let's go ahead and apply this pre-rinse shampoo. It does say to drench the hair as much as you possibly can with some water. So I'm definitely going on in and doing that. Getting it all soaked up as wet as possible. I do have medium porosity hair, girlfriend. So for me, this is actually, you know, not taking as long as it might take if I had, you know, low porosity strands. Girlfriend, if you're liking this wash day tutorial, please go ahead and hit the like button down below. Also, subscribe to Find Natural Hair Rocks if you haven't subscribed already, because your support really helps to tell the algorithm that Find Natural Hair Rocks has good quality content for people with fine and fragile natural strands. So this product is super runny. You don't want to be, you know, just throwing it all over the place. You definitely want to be careful with where you're putting it. I did notice as I was putting this into my strands that it was doing more of what it was supposed to do with the water. So I will say, between applying this product to your hair without water versus applying it with water, you probably really want to make sure that you use the water and you do it as per the instructions, because I did find that with the previous dry application, it just wasn't doing anything. It does need that water to really activate the product. So I'm finished adding that product to my strands. I'm going to go ahead and clip this strand on up and move on to the next side. Girlfriend, do you enjoy your wash days, or are your wash days kind of like something that you don't enjoy at all? Like it's kind of like a chore that you're dreading by the end of the week. For me, that's not necessarily the case. I really do see my wash day as a spa day, and these RevAir products were really helping to add to that luxurious feeling. I really like the fact that I was able to use an entire line together. Using a line together is beneficial, I would say, because you're using products that are really going to work together because they were formulated to work together. As you can see, my hair is liking that product. I'm not having any issues in terms of excessive tangling. You know, things seem to be really moving the way they need to be moving, and I'm really enjoying the application process. My hair felt a little bit dry here, so I decided to add a little bit more water just to keep things, again, moving, because that water is really important to, again, activate the slip, activate the product in the pre-rinse. And it is called a pre-rinse, so it's not called a pre-shampoo. It's called a pre-cleanse rinse. So that really does make a difference to me. That says the more water, the better. We're going to go ahead and finish off those quadrants before we move on to the next step. I really like these products as well, girlfriend. It's no secret that I've been actually, not flat ironing, but I've been blowing out my hair a lot more often with my RevAir device. These products are actually formulated to really prep your hair for a RevAir session. So that's another benefit. It's a real benefit to be able to use products that are meant to not only work together as a system, but also with your tools as well. So if you do have a RevAir, then definitely you're going to want to check this out. Girlfriend, if you're enjoying any of these products, you're liking the way it's looking on my strands, maybe you don't have the RevAir, you want to try out this collection, I do have an FNH Rocks coupon code down below that you can definitely take advantage of. So definitely check that on out for your very own coupon code where you will get 15% off. So this is the last section that I'm just kind of clipping on up before we move on over to the shampoo process. So the shampoo, I really like that clip kind of open. Again, it's another runny type of product. You don't need a lot. A little bit does go a long way. It does have a very lovely scent. The scent is not overpowering at all. I would say that it smells like a luxurious product. Like the sudsing is fantastic. I do like my shampoos to suds up. Whenever they don't suds up, I have a feeling that like it's not working. But in this case, it was sudsing up quite fantastically and I really did appreciate that. We're going to go on in with a little bit more. Make sure we get those edges that have been a little bit flaky lately. At this point, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling like this product, although it's not formulated for flaky, itchy scalp, I did find that it was doing really well. But my circumstances on my scalp, it wasn't making it worse. It was actually lifting those, troubled spots, those troubled areas. And I really did appreciate that. Now I'm just, going ahead, adding some water to the back, making sure that I get all that previous product out, the initial rinse, and then shampooing it on up again. We're going to go ahead and repeat the exact same thing on the other quadrants of my scalp. Girlfriend, when do you usually do your wash days? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm always curious to know what your wash day looks like. Do you actually wash your hair in quadrants like this, or are you still washing all of your hair all at once? Talk to me, girlfriend. So we're just going ahead and, clipping that back on up. I did leave a little piece at the back. That's inevitable. If only I had eyes at the back of my head. Going ahead with a little bit more shampoo for that last quadrant. I love this shampoo. I will definitely be using it again. I will say that this is one of the products that I really appreciated. In terms of the slip, I didn't find that it was giving a ton of slip, but I also didn't find that it was stripping my strands either, which is really fantastic because, sometimes when you get a good cleanse, you can get some stripping. Next, we're going to go in with the deep conditioner. So now that the wash is done, I'm just going to take down the first quadrant and I'm going to apply that deep conditioner to my strands. You will notice that I am now in my robe. I did, go ahead and of course rinse the strands out, and then, you get cold while you're just standing in the cool. So needed a robe to kind of help that situation on out. So we are absolutely going in with a little bit more deep conditioner. I'm going to go ahead and add that to the top to make sure that my strands are getting all the hydration they need. Now, girlfriend, bear in mind this entire line is designed for extreme hydration. When RevAir says extreme hydration, they're talking about, moisture. They're talking about that water, that movement in your strands that your strands can get when you are using a product that's going to give it deep moisture. Afro textured hair is notorious for not being moisturized, for not holding on to hydration very well. So when I saw this line, when I was afforded this opportunity, again, major shout outs to RevAir to review it. I jumped at the chance because anything that can, target dry, parched strands is always going to be a win in my book to at the very least try. And I will say up until this point, I haven't been disappointed. So we are getting through this wash day, girlfriend. I'm just going ahead and continuing to apply that deep conditioner to my scalp, to my strands rather. You probably don't want to be applying deep conditioner to your scalp. Then you might be in a scalp situation just like me, and ain't nobody want that. All jokes aside, I will say that that scalp situation is kind of starting to go away, so that's really great. I did apply a plastic cap to this deep conditioner treatment. I'm going to sit in the deep conditioning as per the instructions, and the instructions do say to keep it on for 20 minutes. So 20 minutes have passed for me, maybe not so much for you. I am just seeing how this feels. So I didn't sit under a hooded dryer for this. I kind of just let, the product do what the product's gonna do. And you know what? I'm actually happy. I feel like it's coming out. There is a good amount of slip. The whole point of this particular product is to ensure that it is creating some slip. There were some areas that I thought could have been a little bit more slippery, but that's okay. I also did start off on super tangled strands. And so for the state of my hair in terms of where it started and where it is right now, I'm actually quite happy with that. So to ensure that my hair does not tangle back up, I'm going to go ahead and twist each section after rinsing out that deep conditioner, or not even rinsing it out, but rinsing it out, but also detangling my hair at the exact same time. So, girlfriend, question for you. Do you actually have a mirror in your shower? I do use a shower mirror every single time. I find it's extremely helpful, ensuring a very successful wash day. I definitely think it's something that each natural, whether you've got fine strands or not, should consider using. Now, this detangling session, although together it's taken us maybe 2, 3, 4 minutes max, in real time, I would say this took me about 30 minutes, which, for a deep conditioner detangling underwater session, like that is pretty much consistent with how long it usually takes me to detangle my hair when it is in a super tangly state. So just going on in and repeating those steps on the other side. At this point, there was a bit of a tangle. It's so important to be aware of where your hair is tangling, girlfriend, and just kind of be soft with it, right? So as opposed to ripping through it, maybe, you're washing your hair at a time when you kind of need to get through it quickly. I really do encourage each and every one of you to just take your time. Luckily, these products are quality products. If you are using high grade quality products that have slip as their number one, intention or their marketing piece, as it relates to what the product actually does. And if it actually does that, then girlfriend, you're laughing. And that's exactly what this does. So now that I rinsed out that deep conditioner, I am going in with the leave-in conditioner, and it's adding to the slip. I'm really liking how bouncy my curls look. I'm loving the fact that they're not as tangly as they were before. I do feel like this line is definitely fine natural hair friendly. The products are lightweight enough that they don't weigh down your fine natural strands. And in terms of providing the hydration, providing the slip, I do find that the product is doing what it says it's going to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply a little bit more product to my hands. In terms of the actual construct of the bottle itself, I did appreciate being able to spritz the leave-in conditioner into my hand. I will say that as I was doing that, sometimes the bottle was a little bit slippery just because I've been in the shower doing this entire routine. But nevertheless, because it is a spray bottle and it is a large spray top, I found that it was very difficult to fall on the floor, which was really, really great. So we're just going to add some more product to my hands, to the palm of my hand. With natural hair, whether it's fine or not, more is always more. So despite what the product says, I am definitely going to be a little bit more heavy-handed since my type 4 curls do tend to require more product as opposed to less. Clipping that on up and heading back to the back, I'm just going to go ahead and rinse out any of the remaining deep conditioner, and basically I did the same thing. So now that we've got our strands ready to go, the wonderful thing I like about that leave-in conditioner is the fact that it does prep your hair for a RevAir session. Quick length check there. I'm quite happy with exactly where my strands are. Bidding farewell to my edges. Hopefully they will come back. You know what? I've lost my edges in the past, girlfriend, and they always come back. So I'm not particularly worried this time around, but it is what it is. Have you ever lost your edges? Let me know in the comment section down below. And particularly, let me know what you did to get them back. So I'm going to go ahead and RevAir my hair. I absolutely love this process. This process is so fantastic at just blowing out your strands, really ensuring that your strands are, moving past each other. Now, what I've noticed, girlfriend, is that when I don't RevAir my hair, I end up with so many tangles. Going into this wash day, as you can see from the initial clips, I was not in a stretch state at all. My hair was super tangly, it was very curly, and it just wasn't in a good place. And so, I do find that keeping my hair in a stretch state, particularly since I do have very tight 4B, 4C type curls, this is really going to help in terms of length retention and avoiding the hair from just getting all caught up on itself. Girlfriend, you don't actually need a heat protectant for this. The products are made with heat protecting agents in it. I personally did go ahead and use my heat protectant anyways. As a fine natural, I've already got enough damage going on with my edges. I just wanted to make sure give my hair a little extra oomph. If you are someone who truly is less is more, I do think that you can get away with using this product. Like, as I was putting my hair in, I did test a few pieces to see how that might feel. And I really didn't feel much of a difference between not using a heat protectant and using a heat protectant. But I would say if you want to be more of a minimalist, you can get away with using this line and not using a heat protectant. Now, if you're someone like me who's a little bit more anxiety prone, then definitely don't be afraid to add a heat protectant as well. Girlfriend, let's talk about pricing while I get through these ends. So, the pre-wash rinse is $12. It retails for $12 US. The oil shampoo retails for $17 US. The deep conditioning treatment is $21. The leave-in conditioning spray is $21. And last but not least, the moisture-rich hair and scalp oil is another $18 as well. So I think that this is a pretty decent price point for something that is considered to be a luxurious line, especially one that's like specifically formulated to work very well with heat. I think that that's a decent price for that. Again, if that's a little bit too expensive for you, definitely go ahead, check out that coupon code in the description box so that you can get your hands on some savings if you do decide to treat yourself to either the RevAir or these products. I'm very happy with what my hair is looking like right now. Despite the fact that my edges are gone, the rest of my hair is looking extremely healthy. So I'm gonna take what I can get. I'm absolutely gonna take what I can get. So I like to clip things on up. I find that when I clip things on up, it avoids it from reverting. One of the things I've noticed with having super healthy, fine, natural hair is that water gets into it really, really easily. So to avoid that poof back up, kind of revering your hair now and needing to revere it in 2 seconds again, I find that just kind of like keeping all the straight pieces together, twisting it on up, and then going ahead and clipping it on up makes the world of a difference as it relates to maintaining that blowout. So I'm going to go ahead and use my RevAir hair wrap. That's not the purpose of that piece of cloth. It's actually meant to be a head wrap, but because it does have a nice t-shirt consistency to it, it also is really fantastic at pulling out any additional moisture. Now, if you are using your RevAir, you're using these products, I do find that the RevAir works a lot more efficiently when you go into it with damp hair, not soaking wet hair. So if you can remember that, not only will you get a better straightening job, but I find it goes faster as well. Girlfriend, thank you so much for following and subscribing and supporting Find Natural Hair Rocks. I am rocking a Find Natural Hair Rocks merchandise top. If you're interested in that, you can go ahead and check out the shelf down below this video to cop your own version of the top. They're really, really comfortable. I really enjoy just, hanging out in a Find Natural Hair Rocks top on a wash day. It really does get me into the mood of the entire wash day spirit. I am almost halfway done here. I can see the end. In real time, this entire process took me 2 hours, which isn't bad. I mean, recently we did a poll asking how long it took our curlfriend crew, members of our curlfriend crew, to get through their wash day. And we had some people saying it was a whole day affair. Curlfriend, that is not the situation here on Find Natural Hair Rocks. You do not need to be doing your hair all day, all night. This is exactly how I do my entire process in no more than 2 hours max. And that is no cap. I think that's what the youngins say, no cap. Am I correct? Is it uncool to say that's what the youngins say? I don't know. You let me know. I'm loving that thickness. I'm loving that minimal breakage, minimal fallout. It's all looking fantastic to me. So as you can see here, this is just a very quick comparison between what my hair looks like straight versus curly. It's just incredible how Afro textured hair can look so different, but this is it. This is what a straightened look kind of looks like when you compare it to non-straightened Afro textured hair. I only have 2 sections left. Again, with that trick that I told you about earlier, just gonna go ahead, twist it on up and clip it to maintain that blowout. Girlfriend, have you been watching our lives? I do go live every single Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Find Natural Hair Rocks. We talk about everything Find Natural Hair, and I love to share my tips, tricks, all the kinds of things that have really helped me move beyond my hair plateaus to really healthy, strong, long, and thick Find Natural hair today. So if that's something you're interested in, then definitely go ahead and click the link in the top corner to be directed to our next live stream, which is always going to be every single Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in terms of your sections, you don't want to be taking sections that are too big for the RevAir. You definitely want to be enjoying some quick dance sessions as well, because that's going to help. But what you want to be doing is choosing a little bit like smaller of a section. And if you do need to go back, that's fine too. But I find the smaller the section that you use is the more better of a, blow dry or a blowout that you tend to get. Don't be afraid if there's a little bit of cross-pollination with strands. I find the RevAir device is very forgiving as it relates to newbies. So if you are making mistakes, you don't have to fear that all your hair is going to break off. I have never really had that experience, and for the most part, I've been really happy with it. One last section. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and choose a smaller section, but not before we take out that huge knot. So it's always important to be checking your hair. It's always important to be making sure that you're not doing things to your strands that are going to cause additional breakage. I went ahead and applied some heat protectant to my strands. I made the executive decision to try as much as I could by finger detangling with the hair curly, but then I decided to try something new. So here you'll see that I'm drying the strands first. I'm really just taking off all the water off of it so that when I do put my strands into the RevAir, it's going to be in the best possible position to dry in a healthy state. So a good minute and a half later, I want to say, my hair is almost completely dry and it's ready to see what's going on underneath there with that tangled piece. So I love this method. I discovered this a while ago, whereby if my strands were straightened in a tangled state, it tended to stretch the strands out in a healthy way. Now that piece right there is covered with strands that were either shed or most likely shed. They weren't broken off, because if they were broken off, they'd be a lot shorter. So it's okay to kind of just open them on up and feel around for them. So if you are using your fingers on your hair, your fingers will give you information about whether or not your tangles are going to cause breakage or how to get them out without causing further breakage. So being very careful. This process did take me, I want to say, about 5 or 6 minutes just to get those tangles out. But I was okay with spending that time on my strands because I knew that it was more important to preserve the strands than it is to just go ahead and, you know, rip right through them with a comb. Now that I've gone through them with my fingers, I can go through them with a wide tooth comb and everything is good. And I want to thank the RevAir system for being able to do that. If it wasn't for my RevAir device, I likely would not have been able to get through that tangle, you know, with my strands in a curly state, in addition to being all tangled up as well. The straightening effect really did make a difference. Now that that piece is done, we're going to go on in with another RevAir session at the top, back to the dance vibes. Feeling good, feeling nice. Because we can. So we are getting nearly to the end of this. Looking back at this clip, and part of me is like, oh, I should do a Bantu knot on, or Bantu knot out on blown out strands. Girlfriend, if that's a style that you're hoping to see, that you'd love to see the tutorial for, don't be afraid to let me know in the comment section down below. Girlfriend, are you still here? If you're still here, definitely go ahead in the comment section down below and type girlfriend forever. I'm just curious to see who's who. So we're going to go ahead and RevAir that on up. Once again, I am throwing up peace signs because it truly does feel like a peaceful moment to be enjoying a beautiful, you know, RevAir session without actually, or blowout session even, without going to a salon, wasting all my time and spending a ton of money just to get, you know, similar, sometimes subpar results. Like here in this instance, my strands are healthy. It's a great way to get the strands straight and I'm feeling good about it. I will say, girlfriend, so I've used the RevAir quite a few times now. I will say that having used the RevAir after using the RevAir Extreme Hydration products, I do feel like my strands are not as dry and parched as they usually are. So, you know, would I use this system again? Absolutely. I really do like the fact that, you know, I didn't need as much heat protectant product to really protect those strands. I felt that using the entire system together was contributing to the health and, of course, length of my strands. And it's just overall a successful wash day. So we're going to shimmy along with this final piece that we're RevAiring on up. And just like that, it's done. It is finito. Girlfriend, I realized that I needed to go ahead and just give it a little straighten a little bit more. I didn't like the way the ends were looking, but after that final press, that final pull through, it seemed to be looking quite nice. If you enjoyed this video and you haven't subscribed to Find Natural Hair Rocks yet, go ahead and hit up that subscribe button. You know I'm going to ask. Because, you know, other girlfriends who have fine strands deserve to also have access to this amazing advice. Also, if you know anybody who can benefit from this, definitely go ahead and share it with them too. I'm just going to go ahead and part my hair in a nice, aesthetically pleasing spot to just wrap it on up and wear it as a protective style and a protective bun, probably for the rest of the week. Thank you so much for watching, girlfriend. I really do appreciate it. I had a fantastic wash day. Everything is looking good. Everything is looking crisp. And yeah, you let me know. Did you like this video? Do you want to see more wash day tutorials just like this? If you do, let me know in the comment section down below because I'm only trying to make videos that you're actually trying to see. Now for that final, you know, putting it on up. I love to put my hair like this because it does prevent the ends from just, you know, getting all marked up on my top, the ends losing moisture from the cotton on my shirt. This kind of keeps it away from all of that. Girlfriend, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.